I'm 79 years old, and I need to tell you something before one of us runs out of time. For 30 years, I lived by two words that felt responsible, careful, even wise. Maybe next time. My father wanted to take me fishing. Maybe next time. My wife wanted to visit Paris before we got too old. Maybe next time. My daughter asked me to come to her college graduation ceremony early, help her get ready. Maybe next time, sweetheart. I've got this work thing. Maybe next time. Here's what nobody tells you about next time. It's a promise you can't keep. It's a lie you tell yourself so you don't have to feel guilty about choosing what's easier right now. And I know you're doing it. Right this second, there's something, someone you're putting off. You think you have time. You don't. I'm going to tell you exactly what maybe next time cost me. And if you're smart, you'll stop saying it today.
Let me back up. I turned 79 last month. I live alone in a house that's too big for one person. 3 bedrooms. My wife died 4 years ago. My father's been gone for 12. My daughter lives 6 hours away, and we talk maybe once every 2 weeks. Brief calls. Surface level. I'm not telling you this for sympathy. I'm telling you this because it didn't have to be this way. See, I wasn't a bad person. I worked hard. Management position at a manufacturing company for 33 years. I provided. I was faithful to my wife. I wasn't abusive or cruel or absent in some dramatic way that makes for a good tragic story. I was just busy, and later always made sense. My father retired when I was 46. He'd worked in construction his whole life. His hands were wrecked, his back was shot, but he was finally free. And he had this idea. He wanted to take me fishing up in northern Wisconsin, this lake he'd gone to as a kid. Just the two of us. 3 days. I said maybe next time. I had a project deadline. It was a busy quarter. You know how it is, he asked again the next summer. Maybe next time. We'd just bought a new house, and I was drowning in renovations and expenses. The summer after that, he had his first stroke. He lived another 6 years after that stroke, but he couldn't fish anymore, couldn't really do much of anything. And I'd visit him in the nursing home, and he'd look at me with these eyes that weren't angry. They were just tired, like he knew. We never went fishing. And here's the part that keeps me up at night. I can't remember what that project was. I can't remember a single thing about that busy quarter that was so important I couldn't take 3 days. But I remember his face when he stopped asking. But it wasn't just my father, my wife, Linda. We got married when I was 28. Young, in love, full of plans. She wanted to travel. Not crazy expensive stuff, just see things. So she had this whole list. Paris, the Grand Canyon, New Orleans during Mardi Gras. Just experiences, you know? And I'd say, yeah, absolutely, let's do it. But then it was always, let's wait until the promotion comes through. Let's wait until we pay off the car. Let's do it next year when things settle down. Things never settled down. You know, when we finally booked Paris, when she was 71 and I was 73, we'd been married 45 years. 45 years of maybe next time. And we went. We saw the Eiffel Tower, walked along the Seine, ate overpriced croissants. It was fine. It was nice. But you know what it wasn't? It wasn't what it would have been when we were 40, when she didn't need a cane, when I didn't have to stop every 15 minutes because my knees hurt, when we could have stayed out late and walked for hours and felt the magic of being young together in a beautiful place. She didn't say it, but I could see it in her face, this sad little smile, like, well, we're finally here. But also, why did we wait so long? She died 2 years later. Heart attack. Quick. At least there's that. And I'm sitting at her funeral, and her sister comes up to me, Janet, and she says, you know, Linda used to talk about Paris all the time. For years, she'd show me pictures, plan itineraries. She really wanted to go. I know, I said. She stopped talking about it around, I don't know, maybe when you guys were 50? I think she just gave up asking. That's when I felt it, really felt it. This weight in my chest like I couldn't breathe, because Janet was right. Linda had stopped asking, stopped suggesting trips, stopped planning adventures, and I'd been relieved. I'd thought, good, now I don't have to feel guilty about saying no. But it wasn't that she didn't want to go anymore. It's that she'd learned I'd always say, maybe next time, and maybe next time means never. Here's what I'm trying to tell you, and I need you to really hear this. Maybe next time isn't about the next time. It's about right now. It's about you choosing convenience or money or comfort or whatever excuse feels reasonable in the moment. And the person on the other side, they hear, you're not important enough. That's what Linda heard. For 43 years, until she stopped asking. You might be doing this right now. Someone in your life who keeps asking. And you keep saying, yeah, soon, maybe next time. They're going to stop asking. And when they do, you don't get a do-over. So why do we do this? Why do we say, maybe next time? I've thought about this a lot. 4 years alone gives you time to think. Here's what I figured out. Maybe next time feels responsible. It feels like you're being practical, smart with your time and money. It feels like you're taking care of business, handling your obligations, being an adult. But here's the truth, and this is going to sound harsh, but you need to hear it. Most of what you think is urgent isn't. Most of the I can't right now reasons you give yourself, they're excuses. They're fear dressed up as responsibility. You're afraid to spend the money. You're afraid to look irresponsible at work. You're afraid to break your routine. You're afraid that if you say yes to this, you'll fall behind on that. So you say, maybe next time. And you tell yourself you're being smart. But what you're really doing is choosing predictable stress over meaningful experiences. You're choosing the grind over the life.
And the worst part? The things you're postponing for, the work project, the home repair, the money you're saving, you won't remember those. I promise you. 10 years from now, you won't remember that presentation, or that overtime shift, or that thing you absolutely had to finish this weekend. But you will remember that you said no, over and over and over. My daughter Emily, she's 47 now, married, 2 kids of her own. We're cordial. That's the word, cordial. Like acquaintances who share some history.
It didn't used to be that way. When she was little, God, she adored me. I was her hero. She'd wait by the door when I came home from work. Daddy's home. Daddy's home. You know that feeling? When your kid looks at you like you hung the moon? I took that for granted. She played soccer from age 7 to 17. 10 years. Traveled all over for tournaments. And I missed, I don't know, probably 70% of her games. Maybe more. I'd say I'd try to make it. Maybe next time, honey. Daddy's got to work. Daddy's got a meeting. Daddy's tired. She stopped asking me to come when she was about 14. Just stopped. Wouldn't even tell me when the games were anymore. Linda would go. Linda was always there. But me? I'd find out after. Oh, did Emily have a game today? Her high school graduation. I was there for the ceremony. 2 hours, showed up, sat in the bleachers, clapped when they called her name. But she'd asked me to come early, help her get ready, take pictures before, maybe grab breakfast. You know, be part of the day. I said I'd try. Maybe next time we'd do a big celebration, really make it special. I showed up 15 minutes before it started. Missed everything. She was already in her gown, already lined up. I got a photo of her walking across the stage. That's it. When I see that photo now, I can see it in her face. She's smiling, but it's not real. It's the smile you give when you've learned not to expect anything. College, same thing. She went to school 4 hours away. I visited twice in 4 years. Twice. Linda drove up every month. But I was always too busy. Work, projects, life. She got married 7 years ago. Beautiful wedding. I walked her down the aisle. And you know what she said to me when we got to the altar, right before she took her husband's arm? She whispered, "Thanks for showing up." Not, "I love you." Not, "Thank you, Dad." Thanks for showing up. Like it was a surprise. Like the bare minimum was exceptional. And here's the thing that kills me. I thought I was being a good father. I worked hard. I paid for things. I provided. I thought that was enough. I thought, she knows I love her. She understands I'm doing this for her. But love isn't a concept you understand. It's a presence you feel. And I wasn't present. Now she's got kids of her own, 7 and 9. My grandkids, I've met them maybe 5 times. They don't really know me. I'm just grandpa from far away. The guy who sends birthday cards with money in them. Emily doesn't ask me to visit anymore. She doesn't need to say, maybe next time. I taught her that lesson too well. So here I am, 79 years old, alone in a house full of things I bought instead of memories I could have made. And I think about that fishing trip a lot. 3 days, that's all my father wanted. 72 hours out of the thousands and thousands of hours I spent at a job I don't even remember most days. I think about Paris, about how Linda's eyes would light up every time she'd mention it, about how I could have said yes at 40, at 50, at 60, about how I waited until it was barely worth going. I think about Emily's soccer games, 10 years of games, hundreds of opportunities to show her she mattered more than a meeting. And I chose the meeting every single time. You know what the cruelest part is? It wasn't worth it. None of it was worth it. The promotion I was chasing, got it. Meant nothing. The money I was saving by not traveling, spent it on medical bills and a house I don't need. The work projects that were so urgent. I can't name 3 of them, but I can name every moment I missed, every single one. They're burned into my memory like a scar. My father's face when he stopped asking. Linda's sad smile in Paris. Emily's whisper at her wedding, "Thanks for showing up." Those moments, those are what I have now. Not the successful career, not the paid-off house, not the comfortable retirement. Just regret. Just the weight of maybe next time, repeated so many times it became never. And here's what I need you to understand. You think you have time. You think there's always going to be another chance, another opportunity, another moment. There isn't. Maybe next time is a lie. There is no next time. There's only this time, right now, this moment, this person asking you for your attention, your presence, your time. And when you say maybe next time, what you're really saying is never. What you're really choosing is regret. I can't go back. My father's dead. My wife's dead. My daughter's moved on. But you still have time. The question is, what are you going to do with it? Listen, I know what you're thinking, but I really am busy. I really do have obligations. It's not that simple. You're right. It's not simple. Life is complicated. Bills are real. Work is demanding. I get it. But here's what I learned too late. You're making a choice. Every single time you say, maybe next time, you're choosing. You're deciding that this thing, this work project, this chore, this comfortable routine is more important than that person, that experience, that moment. And sometimes that's the right choice. I'm not saying quit your job and live in chaos. I'm saying be honest about what you're choosing and make sure you can live with it. Because one day, and it comes faster than you think, one day you're going to be sitting where I'm sitting, looking back at 30, 40, 50 years of maybe next time. And you're going to realize that most of what you chose over the people you love, it didn't matter. So here's what I wish someone had told me when I was your age. The work will always be there. Always. There will always be another project, another deadline, another emergency. But the person asking for your time, they won't always be there. They won't always ask. Your father will stop inviting you fishing. Your spouse will stop suggesting adventures. Your kids will stop asking you to show up, not because they stop loving you, but because they learn. They learn that maybe next time means no. They learn that you've already made your choice. And by the time you realize what you've lost, it's too late to get it back. So start now, today, this week. Say yes to something you've been putting off. Take the trip. Go to the game. Have the conversation. Make the call. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be expensive. It just has to be real. It just has to be now. Stop saying maybe next time, because maybe never comes. Next time doesn't exist. There's only this time. And you're running out. I'm 79. I said, maybe next time for 30 years. There was none. You still have time, but only if you stop waiting for it.
If this hit you the way I hope it did, do me a favor. Don't just watch and forget. Leave a comment. Tell me one thing, just one thing, you're going to stop putting off. What's your maybe next time that you're going to turn into right now? And if you know someone who needs to hear this, someone who keeps saying later, someone who's too busy, someone who's going to regret it, share this with them. Sometimes we need an old man's regret to wake us up before it's our own. Thanks for listening. Now go make that call.